all of you all that are going to go home and write a biography on how wrong this is, you guys can kick rock.
All it took was a single ranking to throw an entire fan base into chaos. WNBA legend Candace Parker took a look at Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed double-double star, and placed her in the C tier. Not elite, not even in the conversation. While Reese's fans were busy hyping her latest numbers, Parker was laying out a reality check no one wanted to accept.
Angel Reese, I put her right at that C level. I think in terms of being above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry a team, be a 1 or 2.
Behind those eye-catching stats, the Chicago Sky kept piling up losses. And the more you break it down, the more the storyline falls apart. Double-doubles that shine on the stat sheet but don't translate to wins. This wasn't just a bold opinion. Parker may have just exposed one of the biggest illusions in women's basketball.
Reese was back to doing Angel Reese things. Blowing layups, getting her own rebounds. They've turned her into a point forward. She had 9 turnovers last night. I think her plus minus was minus 19. But all we keep hearing about, she now has 2 double-double streaks of more than 10 games or 10 games plus. She had one last year. Now she has one this year. She's the first WNBA player to ever do this. She got the brakes beaten off of her. And awful. If you watch the game, she was awful. We need to quit celebrating these little...
Candace Parker, a 7-time All-Star and 2-time MVP, just crossed a line no one else was willing to touch. She placed Angel Reese in the C tier. Not B, not a C. The backlash was immediate. Fans who were used to seeing Reese praised on every sports panel stormed social media, labeling Parker a hater, a traitor, anything to protect their favorite player. But Parker didn't back down. She stood firm as the internet exploded. So why would one of the most respected voices in basketball invite that kind of outrage? The reason caught everyone off guard.
Chicago Sky, y'all stink, bro. Y'all, look, there's trash and then there's trash.
But Parker's argument had nothing to do with emotions. It was rooted in reality. Unlike the loud voices chasing headlines, Candace Parker's perspective carries weight. She's endured the grind, led teams, and lifted championship trophies. Her point was blunt and unforgiving. To be ranked higher than C tier, you have to be more than someone who pads the stat sheet. You have to raise your team's level, push through adversity, and make everyone around you better.
Collier, she's up there with top tier with Asia, Brianna Stewart, the versatility reigning champion from last year. She's got 3 of them things. Caitlin Clark is at an A level. I think in time she's gonna raise up to that S, but in order to put her at that level, she's gotta have a couple more years.
Parker didn't deny Reese's double-doubles. She exposed what they really mean. Those numbers aren't turning into wins. If anything, they may be masking the bigger problem. And once you dive into the stats, the truth becomes impossible to dismiss. So let's strip away the hype. Angel Reese posts double-doubles almost every night, but what do they actually lead to? Take the eye-opening game against the Minnesota Lynx. Reese finished with 9 turnovers and a brutal minus 19 plus minus. The box score looked impressive. The impact told a very different story.
Quit pretending like this is some sort of history we're seeing from Angel Reese with these double-doubles. It's not. It's a nice little stat that's pretty irrelevant, doesn't lead to victories, they lost by 20-some odd points last night to the Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx pretty much controlled that entire game. Angel Reese was no factor. We need to quit celebrating. Oh, she got a double-double. Well, yeah, they kept her in the fourth quarter when they were down by 20, and she, got a bucket or 2 and got to double-digit.
The stat line looked polished, but the scoreboard exposed the truth. Chicago was blown out by 23. And this wasn't an off night, it was a trend. Game after game, Reese's numbers keep growing, and so does the loss column. Coaches and analysts have started to catch on. These stats are hollow. They don't translate to wins. If anything, they're disguising a far deeper issue.
Yeah, Angel Reese is a 1 or a 2 option. She's not carrying her team to victories, though. She's not carrying her teams to W's, though. We're halfway through the season and the Chicago Sky are in single-digit.
So why wasn't anyone in Chicago addressing it? That's where the story gets complicated. Inside the Sky organization, coaches kept downplaying the turnover issues and defensive lapses. Instead, they leaned on Reese's double-doubles, using them as a shield against any real criticism. But behind the scenes, frustration was growing. Teammates watched possessions disappear, chemistry fall apart, and winnable games turn into humiliating losses. One uncomfortable question began to surface. Was the coaching staff more focused on boosting Reese's image than actually building a team that could win?
The Colliers stood on business today. They destroyed the Chicago Sky. Angel Reese had 9 turnovers. Listen, y'all got to stop with this point forward foolish.
As the losses kept piling up, more voices finally broke their silence. Once Candace Parker cracked the door open, other analysts stormed through. All of a sudden, it was acceptable to say what insiders had been murmuring for months. Angel Reese isn't a franchise cornerstone, she's a role player being sold as a superstar. Trusted basketball minds pointed out how opposing teams zero in on Reese, applying pressure because they know mistakes will follow. And the data backs it up. Chicago actually wins more often when Reese logs fewer minutes. It flipped the media narrative on its head, so how did so many people buy into the hype? The answer starts with the league's marketing machine. The WNBA saw a gold mine in a Clark vs. Reese rivalry. They packaged Reese as double-double Barbie, flooded broadcasts with highlights, and spun a storyline around her every move. But greatness can't be manufactured. While Caitlin Clark quietly turned the Indiana Fever into a legitimate playoff contender, Chicago continued to slide. The hype could only mask reality for so long. As postseason hopes faded, fans began asking uncomfortable questions. Was Reese's fame driven more by branding than by true, game-changing impact? And the numbers kept telling a story that couldn't be ignored. Here's the brutal reality. When Angel Reese plays under 30 minutes, Chicago's win rate rises. When her minutes climb, the team falls apart. The ball moves more freely, teammates find their rhythm, and the Skies suddenly look like a cohesive unit. Reese's fixation on rebounds and box score numbers isn't just empty, it's costing her teammates chances and costing Chicago wins. Across nearly 2 full seasons, the pattern is undeniable. Reese's presence lines up with losses more than wins. And this isn't just a Chicago problem, it's a warning for the entire league. While the Sky flounder with their identity, Indiana Fever fans are watching a blueprint for genuine success. Caitlin Clark's influence goes far beyond her personal stats. She lifts her teammates, turns role players into stars, and makes the entire team a threat. That's the difference between a true franchise player and a flashy stat sheet hero. The Fever are building something sustainable, while the Sky remain trapped in a cycle of hype and disappointment. The future of the league favors players who make everyone around them better, not just themselves. And that leads to the final uncomfortable truth. Strip away the marketing, the social media noise, and the empty numbers, and a stark reality comes into focus. Angel Reese's double-doubles don't convert into wins. The Sky perform better when she's not the focal point of the offense. And the WNBA's push to manufacture a superstar has only shown how easy it is to fool casual fans with flashy stats. True legends, the ones who actually change the game, do it by elevating their entire team, not just themselves. The truth is finally coming to light, and fans are starting to cut through the hype. If you're ready to celebrate real impact over empty numbers, drop your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think is the real game changer in the WNBA? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit notifications so you never miss the next story that exposes what's really happening in the world of